Hello there. My name is Mackenzie, and I'm here to talk to y'all today about the PEST analysis of Mexico. Are you excited? You're not? What do you mean? Mexico is a great country, and today I'm going to be telling you all about it. But I'm just going to have a little chat with y'all. Nothing too big, but hopefully just get y'all more excited about the country. Okay, so do you know what a PEST analysis is? No? That's okay. I'm here to tell you guys what that is as well. So, a PEST analysis involves the political, economic, sociocultural, and technical aspects of a specific country. But like I said, that specific country today just so happens to be the exciting country of Mexico. Now, when you think of Mexico, what comes to mind? What comes to my mind when I hear Mexico is the great food. I love me some good Mexican food. But other things also come to mind. The vibrant culture, and it's also the United States' next door neighbor. Mexico is those things, but again, it's more than just those things. And like I said, I'm just going to be telling you guys what makes Mexico the great country it is and why it's a great investment in your business. Okay, so first off, Mexico is a country that's kind of similar to the United States in some ways, but it's also kind of different. And you may ask, well, Mackenzie, what do you mean by that? Well, first off, Mexico currently resides under a democracy. And guess what? So does the United States. Mind-blowing, right? Well, here's where that's kind of different. Our president can only hold up to 2 terms, but those 2 terms can equal up to 8 years, so 4 years per term. And the Mexican president can only hold 1 term, and that 1 term equals 6 years. So that's where it gets kind of different. And another way it's similar is the Mexican branch of government has a legislative branch, a judicial branch, and the executive branch. Now, I know for a fact you guys remember learning that in school because I know I do. So that's just another way it's similar. And Mexico, like the United States, also has 2 main political parties. Like we have the Republican and the Democrat, they have their 2 main political parties as well. Now, that's just the starting point of Mexico. Another point of Mexico is Mexico currently resides under a free market economy. Now, do y'all know what that means? Close. A free market economy is one that has little to no government control. So they're basically in charge of what they do. The government kind of has no say in what they do. And it's the second largest country to do business, or the second easiest country to do business with in Latin America. And that's pretty important when you're doing things like trade. And trade is very important in Mexico. Mexico's top trade partner is none other than the United States. Bet y'all couldn't have guessed that. I would never have until I did more research. Well, and then Mexico's top import is none other than electrical machinery. And that's very important when it comes to the technological aspect of a country because this just means they're getting more advanced and getting better. And that's important for a growing country, right? All right. The top export to the of Mexico, is vehicles. Vehicles is around 24.1% of all Mexico's exports. That's pretty high if you ask me. And like I said, they go to Mexico. They go to the United States, but they don't just go to the United States. They go all around the world. They go to the top 5 trade partners. And these top 5 trade partners all have trade agreements, which means, hey, you can't just kind of screw each other over. You have to be loyal to that country when it comes to trading. And they're all part of the World Trade Organization. And that's kind of how it sounds, the World Trade Organization, they don't just trade to the specific country, they trade all around the world. And they also have a strong macroeconomic institution, which is very important for trading. Next, we're going to be talking about the social cultural aspect of Mexico. Like I said, Mexico is a very vibrant, important culture. One of the things they do in this culture is they have Day of the Dead. And what Day of the Dead is in Mexico is they take 2 specific days in November where they go up to the cemetery and they revisit old family members, kind of tell stories about their lives and who they were, and they have feasts together. And just kind of remember who that person was. Exciting, right? And another thing I found interesting that I didn't know that Mexico had, it's a thing called, it's a thing called Las Posado. I want to make sure I pronounce that right. So what that is, it's a Christmas tradition that's been going on for over 400 years. That's a long time. What they do is a specific couple is chosen to play Mary and Joseph, like in the Bible. Well, it starts on December 16th and ends December 24th, and it commemorates the 9 months of Mary's pregnancy. What they'll do is they'll go around door to door and they'll knock, kind of like they did at the end, in the Bible where Mary and Joseph went around and they knocked at each house. Hey, but they said there's no room at the inn. And finally, at that last day, they do come in, or the people do let them in, and they commemorate that with a star, like a star piñata shaped like the Star of Bethlehem. So, excuse me. So they kind of commemorate that, which I thought was pretty cool. I didn't know that. And Mexico does not necessarily have a set religion, but a religion that is very popular is the Roman Catholicism. And a lot of Mexicans claim that is very important in their life. Religion is very important to who they are and their upbringing. Now, the Mexican population, like the people who mainly do this, are the Mexican population, it fluctuates. But currently, Mexico has almost 129 million people. That's a lot of people. But again, like I said, it fluctuates because people die and are born every day. The life expectancy in Mexico is up to 75.4 years for men and women. In Mexico, you'll see people in more urban areas that are more poor. Well, why is that? It's because there's not as much going on there, if that makes any sense. Excuse me. The richest country in Mexico is Nuevo Leon at 23.2% poverty rate, whereas the state of Chiapas has a 76.4% poverty rate. And that's actually really bad. But like I said earlier, what's something good that's coming along for Mexico is the technological advancements for this country. Like I said, another thing that makes this important is the engineering programs Mexico has, and that's another thing making Mexico who they are and why they're so important. And the engineering is always good for a growing country. I mean, and that's the main aspect of that's helping Mexico grow to who they are as a country. Now, I know it's kind of all over the place, but I hope you guys understood Mexico and why it's a great country and why you should invest in it. Like I said, Mexico does have its flaws, but what country doesn't?